Hello, my name is Elizabeth Bennett, and I'm from the School of Communication. And what I want to know is what is the role of prayer for parents who have experienced the death of a child? Does the death of a child, does it change their relationship with God at all? Those are the questions I seek to answer. The theory that I used is relational prayer theory. James E. Bassler, in 1997, he realized that prayer was not really studied in the communication discipline. So what he did is he took interpersonal Christian prayer and he took interpersonal communication concepts and he wanted to see if there was a connection. He found a connection, and therefore he created the interpersonal Christian prayer theory. 2 years later, he renamed it to relational prayer theory because he realized that it didn't just work just for Christians, but it worked for other faiths as well. There are two types of prayers that he discusses: active prayer and receptive prayer. Active prayer deals with our communication to God, and receptive prayer deals with God's communication back to us. He felt like there would be a transition between active to receptive prayer for a critical life event. He did some research himself, and he did show that there is a transition from active prayers to receptive prayers as we get older, but it could be expedited with a critical life event, like the death of a child. That was the main purpose of my study. I used a qualitative design, and I did in-depth interviews. I interviewed 17 parents who have lost a child, various reasons for those deaths, and various times between the death. What I found was that parents conceptualize the role of prayer before the death of their child as being active prayers, thankfulness, wants, needs, and also to maintain their relationship with God. Of course, the role of prayer changed for them after the death of their child. Using a thematic analysis, I found 3 themes that emerged from the data. Number 1, dependence on God. Number 2, sense-making. And number 3, thankfulness. Those were the roles for prayer for parents who had lost a child after the death of their child. The other thing I wanted to know was, did the relationship with God that they had change, or how would they conceptualize that relationship with God before the loss and after the loss of their child? Before, parents didn't really talk about it at all. They just said, "Oh, it was good," or "I believed." But then after, there was a lot of talk about how the relationship was better and they felt like they were closer to God. They also discussed ways that they hear from God through books, dreams, and visions. So in going back to Bassler's question, is there a transition between active and receptive prayers because of a critical life event? The answer is yes. Thank you.